This is Lance Corporal Dan Ziegler at the Marine Corps Supply Center in Barstow, California. Today we're interviewing Corporal J E Hardin, formerly of H Company, 2nd Battalion, 4th Marines. While attached to H Company, 2nd Battalion, 4th Marines, Corporal Hardin was stationed at Chu Lai, South Vietnam. This interview took place 21 January 1966. The material contained herein is unclassified. First of all, Corporal, when did you and your unit first arrive in South Vietnam?
On the 7th of May, 1965.
What were your first impressions of the area around Chu Lai?
I didn't like it because it was sandy and it was hot, and sand got into everything.
You had a lot of problem as far as transportation. Just about everything you did, the sand was a great problem.
Yes, when we first landed, we had to go about 1.5 miles inland to set up a position there, a company position. So we had to walk in because we landed in Amtracs.
I see. What was the primary mission of your unit while at Chu Lai?
Security of the air base.
Security of the air base. Were there any combat operations that you and H Company at 2-4 participated in while you were stationed in South Vietnam?
Yes, we participated in a little sweep in July or June, and then we participated in Operation Starlight and Harvest Moon.
And this first operation, this small sweep, was that what scale was it on?
It was on a battalion scale, but only two companies and a couple platoons reinforced the two companies out of the battalion.
And the purpose of the sweep was to
seek out and destroy.
How effective was the sweep? What was the results?
Well, we had about 4 wounded, the Marine side did, and the Viet Cong had 17 killed.
I see. What was the purpose of Operation, what was the first one you mentioned?
Starlight.
Starlight, yes, Operation Starlight.
To seek out and destroy the enemy.
What scale was this operation, Operation Starlight?
Regimental.
Could you give me an idea from your company's point of view how the action went as far as casualties on the Viet Cong side and on the Marine side?
Well, on our side, we had 15 dead in our company, and our company was accredited with 150 Viet Cong.
I see. Do you have any idea of the number of casualties or number of killed Viet Cong as far as the whole operation went?
Yes, I believe there's 600 to 1,000 killed.
And in the other operation, Harvest Moon, what was the purpose of this operation?
We were supposed to provide security so the Vietnamese could pick the rice. The Viet Cong had propositioned them some way or other, told them to give them some rice or they'd die, they'd kill them. So we was providing security so they could pick the rice.
Did you make contact with any Viet Cong while providing security for the Vietnamese to harvest their rice?
Yes, we had ambushes out every night, and one ambush killed 4 Viet Cong.
Were there any casualties sustained by your company during this operation?
No, there wasn't.
I see. Were there any conditions that made it difficult, more than usual, for you and your unit to accomplish your assigned mission of security at the air base, or when you were participating in Operation Harvest Moon?
Well, in Operation Harvest Moon, it rained a lot. This was in October, and it rained a lot on Harvest Moon, and we was in the jungle there right beside the rice paddies, and we couldn't keep dry, and it's muddy, and that's about it.
In other words, the weather was your main problem.
Right.
Did you have much of a problem getting used to the heat of the area?
Yes, when we first landed, it was around 120, 130 degrees, and when we walked to our first position there, guys just passed out and everything.
I see. In other words, even though you've been through programs to get you physically fit, it was still hard to get used to. Did you eventually get more able to cope with the heat, adapt to it, in other words?
Yes, after we moved out of our first position there, we moved by Amtracs on up to the Ville, but it wasn't really that hard, you know. You'd been 2 weeks in the heat there, and I guess when you first land, you're not used to it, and it just kind of comes up from the ground and just burns into you. But after that, I never passed out myself, but a lot of guys did.
Nice.
Heat exhaustion.
What was the effect of the recent student demonstrations against the conflict in Vietnam on the troops in your unit in Hotel Company of 2-4 while you were over there?
I don't think it lowered the morale any, but most of the guys said when they was coming back, they was going to have a 357 Magnum or something like that with them, take a few of them with them if they tried to get them.
In other words, it was just a question of, they were one of anger, the reaction was one of anger, and if any of these students happen to cross your path, they better watch out, right?
Yeah.
I see. Could you compare the conditions that faced your unit when you first arrived in Vietnam and the conditions that existed now, when you left Chu Lai, are they any better, more improved?
Yes, they are. When we first landed, we lived out of pup tents, and then as I left, we were still on the outpost. We had bunkers, and when we was in these positions, you rotated positions every week usually, and they had tents built up there. And then the day I left, they was moving our company back to Regimental Reserve, and they had the hardback tents out back there and cots.
Nice.
They had cots in these tents in the front line positions there, but you didn't, just in the daytime you could use them, because in the nighttime you was on the line.
I see. In other words, when you first arrived there, it was just practically nothing had been done, and everything
That's
was
right,
for you
nothing
to
had
do.
been done, because when we landed, we were the first Marines in Chu Lai. I mean, first American forces in Chu Lai.
I see. So you had a question of problems facing you, not only of combating the Viet Cong, but also of building everything that was necessary for your survival there,
Right.
What are you attached to now here at the Supply Center, Corporal?
Headquarters Company, Headquarters Battalion, Special Services.
I see. This has been Lance Corporal Danzig, the Renton Marine Corps Supply Center in Barstow, California. We've been interviewing Corporal Jack Hardin, formerly of H Company, 2nd Battalion, 4th Marines of Chu Lai, Vietnam. This interview took place on 21 January 1966. The material contained herein is unclassified.